An average school day for the students in Lordstown in the late 1800s was very different from today.
It was up to the students to maintain the water supply.
We visit the Lordstown one-room schoolhouse in Flashback.
Flashback is sponsored by Hickey Metal Fabrication.
This is probably the favorite photograph of most people who have come in.
This photograph depicts early horse-drawn school buses from the 1920s.
That's how they transported them to school.
The picture is on display at the Lordstown one-room schoolhouse. Lordstown Historical Society member Dean Bailey says while there are no records of when the schoolhouse was built, he estimates it was constructed around 1850.
We figure it's well over 100 years old. Well, you can tell by looking at the floors and different things. The floors are original.
While students in the 1920s had the luxury of horse-drawn buses, Bailey says it was different for those who attended the schoolhouse in the late 1800s.
First of all, you had to be able to walk or have your own transportation in order to get there.
Students of the one-room schoolhouse lived within 2 miles of the school.
Once you got there, you had a pot-bellied stove in the center. You would have a water bucket. They had a common cup, a dipper cup, and that's the way you would get a drink. It was up to the students to maintain the water supply and up to the students to maintain the wood supply to keep it warm in the winter. Reading, writing, and arithmetic were the basic of every one-room school. You only went to the 8th grade, so it was just all basic information that they would teach you.
The class sizes in the one-room schools range from 2 or 3 students to as many as 15 to 20.
And one teacher for 8 grades. Got to remember that.
Since its time as a schoolhouse, the building's purpose has changed over the decades. It became a residence, then a craft store. Today it's a museum that holds a wide array of artifacts and photographs from Lordstown's past. There are several photos of classes that graduated from Lordstown High School, including the class of 1945, Bailey's graduating class.
We had 6 boys and 12 girls. We considered the odds good.
Bailey says one of the biggest draws to the Lordstown schoolhouse is the collection of yearbooks they have on display.
Show you how times change. When I graduated from Lordstown High School, we didn't have a lot of the things at that time. We didn't have a yearbook and that. That shows you how times are changing.
The building also holds the lanterns from the old Lordstown school building torn down in 2017.
I think it's important to people to know how your ancestors lived and what they lived in and what they did. And here we try and maintain a lot of that.
You can read more in Sarah Kelly's story in the mid-July issue of the Business Journal out now. Click the subscribe tab to order your copy today.